Happy holidays, everybody, and Happy New Year. Welcome to From This Corner TV. I'm Marilyn, Dayton, your host, as usual. And I'm so excited you're joining us and starting your new year off with this particular show. And right away, get your pen and paper, okay? Because you will learn something today that you can apply to your life and make 2015 the best year ever. Now, I know people say that, but my guests today are going to give you such wonderful ideas on how to empower yourself to make a new year, a new you, a new business, and a new life. Now, if you can do 2 out of those 4, that's pretty damn good. If you can do 3 out of those 4, hey, I'm going to do 4 out of the 4. Okay, well, new business. Yeah, I'm going to do all 4, okay? That is a commitment and a promise. And these ladies are such great samples of empowered women. I mean, it's just amazing. You're going to love them. Let me introduce them. First of all, here's our focus, okay? We're going to focus on giving yourself power through direction and community, okay? You're going to get some direction and a little bit of community here today. And you're going to learn how to transform yourself with some knowledge, skills, and encouragement. We're going to start providing that for you today, and then you're going to surround yourself with your business circle, your personal circle, your professional circle, and then you're going to take your year and just make it wonderful, okay? Although this show will be geared toward today's women, you men can learn something from it too. And even if you're a high schooler or somebody in college, guess what? You can make a new year for yourself, okay? So, who we have today is we have Annie Garland. She is the founder and CEO of Garland Enterprises and the managing director of eWomen Network for Connecticut. And we call her the pollinator, and I'll tell you why in a minute. And then we also have Marge Piccini. I love that word, just like I think it's an opera, right? Piccini?
Puccini.
Puccini.
Yes.
This is Piccini.
Piccini,
okay.
with an I.
She is a mentor and a wonderful mentor to women entrepreneurs with her business $1 Million Sales Advantage. And she's on the leadership at eWomen Network, and we'll talk a little bit about that. Now, let's get back to Annie for a second. Why is she called the pollinator, okay? She's called, and I'm going to stop talking in a minute and let you guys get in here.
Okay.
Annie's called the pollinator by her friends and her colleagues because she has that ability to connect people, something you've been doing forever.
Yes, I have.
And she still does it today as the managing director for the Greater Hartford chapter of eWomen Network and the creative director / CEO / founder of her business, Garland Enterprise. Now, she's a registered interior designer in Connecticut, and we're going to talk about how she went from that and transitioned, okay, and became so empowered. And she's an event master, okay, with both her business, the Idea Circle for Women, and eWomen Network, once again. And she has a lot of ideas on how to connect people. And I met Annie at one of your circle events.
Yes, we did.
The first time.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to tell you who Marge is, and then I'm going to let them talk. Marge is named the Queen of Quantum Leaps. I love that. Now, she's called that by her clients because of the extraordinary results that they've experienced from working through her signature program, $1 Million Sales Advantage. Now, that may sound huge, and don't let that scare you, because she can help you with something as small as an elevator speech, okay? Small but important, okay? You also co-authored Incredible Business, Expert Advice to Accelerate Your Success. God, this is so positive. I love it. And she's an expert in business development, sales, and entrepreneurship. And I'll tell you, this is so great. I met her at eWomen Network. And this is just wonderful, ladies. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Oh, we are so honored to be here today. What a great way to start off the new year.
Yes, I was just going to say that. You took my line, heavens.
I didn't read it.
No, I
no
was just, it was here in my head. She just grabbed it out of my head.
I have a way of doing that with people.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And it's a good thing. It's a good
It is
thing.
a good thing.
So you were trained and you're certified as an interior decorator. Designer, I'm sorry. And here you are. Look what you are doing today. How did all this happen?
Well, that was, you know how we all have 9 lives?
Yes.
That was one of them. I'm just carrying it over. I still do a little bit of design, but it actually was a point in my life that gave me an opportunity to do other things for people, but having the background of being an interior designer. I went and ended up working for a Fortune 100 company, BASF, and I was their managing regional manager for the Northeast. And I used to call on architects and designers with my background. It was really just very useful.
Oh,
and I used to create events working with architects and designers for the product that we were promoting. And so I would have a great budget, a great expense account. I spent all sorts of money on people, treating them to all sorts of great things while doing these great events and promoting our products. You know, selling, not me, but our products. But now I work selling, helping women sell themselves. That's what I do.
And you do empower women. I mean, you just have a way. I've seen you in action. You're really amazing. She's a huge connector. You're a huge
I am.
connector. I mean, I went to a women's network meeting, just an example, okay? And you were there, and I went up to say hi, and you're introducing me to all these people, and and it's like, I mean, it's just a natural with you. You know?
I actually, the better story, not so much my interior design background, but where I started from, why I'm a connector. Because in the very early stage of my life, in those early 19, 20-year-old, you remember those, Marilyn? Marge?
Oh, vaguely.
Do you remember those?
That was yesterday.
For her,
Well,
yeah.
well, anyway, I became a long-distance telephone operator. Do you
Oh, wow.
remember you and I laughing?
God.
Do you remember laughing?
Yes, the
Ernestina with the head
Oh.
thing. And I worked at that board at the Southern Bell telephone company in Schenectady. And so I was at this board and with the wires and
Yes,
the plugs,
the plugs,
and
yes.
I was connecting people, and I was so good at it. I don't think anybody else did this, but I was such an overachiever. I didn't realize it at the time, but now in reflection. So I would work on this board, and if nobody was sitting next to me on my left or my right, I filled up the board. I was multitasking, and I was over here now working this board. And within 6 months, they promoted me to sales.
Wow.
That's where I got my sales training. So I started connecting, and then I did sales.
Which is, in a way, it's connecting.
It's still,
yeah.
sales is all
Yes.
about
Oh, yeah.
connecting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Doctors are salespeople. Did you know that?
You know,
if you're a doctor, you're a salesperson?
Not only that, but you know what? We're born being salespeople because we have to sell ourselves to mom and dad.
That's right.
And we start by crying. Isn't that great?
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And to grandma and grandpas and the whole family, we have to sell ourselves to them. Love me, change my diaper, feed me, you know?
Oh, I didn't think of it that way.
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting
Cool,
perspective.
Always
So-
closing, right?
Always closing, closing those diapers. No.
Thank heavens.
So anyway, pollinating, connecting, and basically what I do is I take people from backstage and bring them center stage,
In the
in the spotlight.
In the
Yes, I
spotlight.
do.
And I love that. I love that.
And I'm really all about really finding that gift, that little essence about somebody, and I either know somebody that they should connect with or how to bring that essence out in a grander, more center staged way, in the spotlight.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. It's
It
just
is.
and you know what? It sounds great, and it is. It is. Okay, you need to see her in action.
I'm just in awe at the women that I meet, and the men, but mostly women, and the growth that they have, and just through the connections. It fills my heart so much. That's why I'm so passionate about what I'm doing now for eWomen Network. It's
Yes,
just great.
It is. It's great. And we're going to come back to the subject of eWomen Network soon.
Fabulous.
But now it's Marge's turn.
Oh, yeah.
Marge. Now, you worked for a Fortune 100 company, correct?
I did. A different one from Annie, yes. Completely different industry. I was in the mortgage industry, and I worked for a company for quite a while, and I ranked in the top 10% of my industry nationwide for a while. Then I had designs on getting to the top 5% because I'm a top performer. It's my nature. I can't be anything other than that. And there are a few other people in the state of Connecticut in my company that were in the top 5%, and I wanted to join that club. So,
Yes.
so I did something really unusual. I did go to the top sales managers and say, hey, what do I need to do to get there? You know, sought the advice of the people who would know best, right? The people who coached the other people there. But I didn't like the advice I got. So I took a couple days off and I completely redesigned my business, made some really tough decisions, ones that most people would be very frightened of making for themselves. And within 2 years, all of those managers said, Marge, you are committing business suicide. And within 2 years, I doubled my income and I ranked in the top 5%, just like those other people in my company. And I also reduced my number of hours worked from 50 to 55 hours a week down to under 40, which was amazing. So I had figured out how to profit more and prospect less. And it's that sales experience that I bring to my clients now.
And you know what? That is one of my, and I hate the word resolutions, okay, but it is one of my commitments to myself.
Good for you.
Okay, when I turned 70, I said, okay, Marilyn, you've been saying a few things for years. Now make a commitment to yourself, make your life better, spend more time with family and friends,
Yeah.
more time with yourself, you know, meditate, lose some weight, get yourself in shape, girl, and work less hours and make more.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's possible. It's
Yeah.
possible. I'm evidence of that. And I had, at the time, I had a multi-six-figure income. And then guess what? I had double multi-six-figure income, which was
Okay,
incredible.
I want that. I
so
want that.
It can be done, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's not as
Wow.
hard as you think.
And you know, that experience, okay, taking a risk, going against what other people tell you to do, you know, even if you ask for advice, listen, okay, you need to listen because you asked. Think about it, digest it, and spit it back up, okay? And if it doesn't taste right, don't do it.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it didn't taste right to me. And I just knew in my gut that there was another way to do it. And I just had to figure out what it was.
So you can take that advice
Yeah.
and talk to people and show them how to do it.
That's right. That's right.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
You know, that is, are you becoming empowered yet? I mean, or are you going, wow, I want some of that, or I want to do that to myself, okay? So just keep listening, okay? Because this program is to educate you, but it's also to entertain. But just listen, it's going to be very, very interesting. Now, ladies, what is, if someone was to come to you and ask you a question such as, I don't know anybody. How am I supposed to meet people in order to make more money, in order to become successful?
Oh, I have the answer for that.
Okay.
Join E-Women Network.
Yes, of course.
No, seriously, seriously.
Thank you, Marge.
My pleasure. And I will talk E-Women up and down and Annie Garland, any opportunity I have, because I've been in the network for just 6 months. And in that short period of time, I have benefited financially from this organization by over $50,000. Exactly.
Just
exactly.
through the connection she's made.
Exactly.
Through the connection.
Exactly.
Now, we can't promise that for
Exactly.
everybody.
Right.
Well, of course
However,
not.
because
I'm the
everybody's
top performer, remember?
yeah,
Yes.
she's an
Yes.
overachiever, as I was, and still am.
And I always have been too. So you're
Yes.
looking at
But
three
everyone has
overachievers,
different
room for
goals.
The blonde brunette and
Yeah.
the redhead. Did
Yes.
you see this here?
Yeah.
We got
Oh
it
my God! I
covered.
just got that.
We got it covered. Yes.
Anyway, so yeah, you don't have to be just one hair color to be an overachiever.
Of course
It's
not.
for all of us. So yeah, where were we with the question? It was E-Women Network.
I was praising you.
I know, and you
Yes.
always do, and I thank you very much. But and you don't, if you come into E-Women Network, it's really about the connections, but it's heartfelt women with business, or business women with a heart. Maybe that's a better way to frame it.
And a few good men, too.
And a few good men.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for John, if you're listening, from Boston. I'm still waiting for you.
Oh,
Our first email. He's been wanting to join. But anyway, a few good men. So it's really about focusing on just connecting. Just show up. And isn't that with anything in life? Just showing up.
Yes.
I mean, you can make a list of 1,000,000 things or a dozen things and say, I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that. But if you don't show up,
it's never going to happen.
it's never going to happen. If you join an organization, I don't care what organization it is, show up. Because people join and they just take it for granted, and then they say they don't get results. And it's like, how many times have you been to a gathering? And our meetings are so much fun. They're more entertaining.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're amazing.
they're
I mean,
wonderful,
I
yeah.
always throw on a 3-ring circus. You know,
Yes,
there's
you do.
you know, there's always something for everybody. And the connections with eWomen Network, the way we do the connecting, Marilyn, you've experienced it, Marge,
Yes,
you have.
yeah,
It's
yes.
unlike anything anyone's ever experienced, and you walk out of there with actual connections and leads of somebody who is of value to you, not collecting business cards, but real connections.
And a reason to connect.
Yeah, and what's really cool too is that it's not just about business.
No, it's not.
You know, that the women who are part of the network are women who are there to support the other women in any way that they can deliver value. So the friendships that I've made through this eWomen network have been extraordinary as well. And I mean, Annie's just like constantly parading all of these new members, you know, in front of me,
Yes.
which is so wonderful. People that I wouldn't have had the
No.
opportunity to meet otherwise. She's an incredible gatherer.
Well,
yeah.
and you came
Oh,
along and
gosh, it's amazing.
you came
It's-
running over to me saying, how can I join?
Yes, I know.
We were at a networking meeting. You go, I want to join. I'm like,
Yeah.
you haven't been to a meeting yet.
I know, but I've been hearing, you
Well,
know,
thank you.
and hearing from people who I trust, okay? I trust their opinion, I trust how they value things, because, you know, there are a ton of places you can go to network. Your local chamber, you know, your local trade groups, that kind of thing. And you can network online, you know, with LinkedIn and Facebook, although you should use more LinkedIn for business and that kind of thing. But this is a little bit different. It's actually quite a bit different, because all you got to do is walk in with a smile and a bunch of business cards and be ready for anything.
Yeah.
And keep that smile on the whole time. Because if you expect people to come to you, it's not going to happen, no
Yeah.
matter where you go. You have to smile and reach out yourself.
But what's
okay?
really cool about these meetings is that you don't have to consciously tell yourself that to keep the smile on, because there's so much going on and there's so much energy and there's so many wonderful people who are there to meet that it just happens naturally.
It
It's
does,
a real
yeah.
natural setting and gathering.
Very
for
high
networking.
energy, very nice
Yeah.
people. Okay, these are most of these people are already empowered, and they're looking to do more and
To
reach,
up-level, what we call
yes,
up-level.
up level.
And to meet other women or men that they can do business with.
Yeah, and the one thing that they all have in common is their commitment and determination to take their business to the next level. Everyone's at different levels, but it's their commitment and their determination to take their business to the next level and to really build out their relationships that attracts them to eWomen Network.
Which also brings
Yeah.
Marge into the fold,
Yeah.
because she can
Yes.
take them to the next level.
Exactly.
Which is pretty
Absolutely.
awesome.
That is, it's absolutely amazing.
And we have some other fabulous women in our organization that can also do something very similar. But because we have several women that are consultants and coaches, and they all have their own unique niche, and they all bring value to whatever you want. We know somebody who can help you.
Yeah, and that's another really cool thing that Annie just brought up, is that there are people, you know, I'm a business coach if you were to classify me, and you know, there are probably a half dozen business coaches in eWomen Network, but there are
more.
also people well, in this chapter, but then there are also, you know, a lot of people that work for banks, you know, do different things with banks. There are people that work with insurance companies and financial advisors. But what's really cool is that these jobs that, realtors and all of that there tend to be a lot of people that have the same position. They all have their own unique way of doing their business. So even though they're in the same business, it's not
There's no conflict.
competitive by
Yeah.
you know, by any means, which is really fascinating.
And I have a point on that.
Yeah.
I've always believed, and I know you do too,
Yeah.
and you as well.
Yeah.
I don't believe in competition. I believe in collaboration.
That's right.
And we as women, as I got older, I realized, you know, this isn't high school anymore. You know, you
Yeah.
don't have to worry about women. I mean, I don't see it after I turned 40. I don't see it anymore. I see where women really want to help each other. I don't see the competition. And when I see competition, I just back off. You know, because I don't, that's not what we're all about.
Yeah, and I think with the women who are in the group, if we're competitive with ourselves, as opposed to being competitive with other people.
Absolutely.
So that level of competition shifted from being externally focused to being more internally focused, which is it's
Very
really
good
awesome.
point. Yeah, that is a good
Yeah.
point.
Yes, you're absolutely correct. I know I am my biggest enemy some days, you know.
We all are.
And those of us that are overachievers have to climb over ourselves sometimes to, or just go in the mirror and go, shh, okay, wake up, do what you're supposed to be doing, girl,
Yeah.
you know. And the thing is, you know, we keep talking about empowering women. We're also empowering men, okay? I think as a person, you need to empower yourself. You need to find your value. Who are you? What do you want to do in the world? And I know for young people, it's very hard. You know, when you're faced, say you're a senior in high school and you got to choose your college, you got to make a decision. And at that age, you don't always know what you want.
Right.
But it doesn't matter as long as they make a decision, because they can, from there, it's just a springboard. No matter where you go, there's nothing carved in stone that you have to stay there. My son went 1 year and left, and now he's a woodworker. He started off as an engineer and math major and science major, and now he's creating the most beautiful pieces of wood you could ever see, you know? And that wasn't his path, but
Yeah.
if you're a young person, just relax, just let life happen.
Yeah, and if you get internally focused, that's the most important thing, is to get internally focused. And once you do, then your path just starts to open up.
I agree
So
with that.
I believe the key to success is authenticity. It's all about knowing who you are and understanding what your unique value is. What everyone has $1 million value. Everyone has it, but it hides from us. So we've got to do some work to figure out what that is, and then connect to your passions and your purpose, and then you're equipped to carry out your dreams and visions for your business and your life.
And you know, if you don't do that, you're just going to continue forward in a life that is not really what you're meant for,
Not
or what you
authentic.
really want to
You're
do.
out in a boat in the middle of the ocean with no oars. That's it. So you can see life happening all around you. You can see the shore, but
And float.
and
Yeah.
you're just floating. You're
Yeah.
just floating along. And well, if I get there, I get there, and if I don't, I don't.
And a lot of us don't.
Yeah. Well,
And we see them at all ages.
Yeah.
And so the women that I meet and Marge meets, I mean, just pulling us all together, it's a beautiful thing. It really is.
Yeah.
It really, I mean, you can feel the energy in the room. And you know, scientists say that we're surrounded by energy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that, you know, they
I just
even
got
draw
goosebumps.
they even draw the world, and then they show you the magnetic fields. And this is all energy, and yes, we are all surrounded by
Yes.
energy, but you know what, you can move the energy. You can move it away, or you can pull it in.
That's cheating. Push it away.
Yes, exactly. That's Tai Chi, yes,
Tai Chi.
indeed.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you've got to start with the energy inside.
Yeah.
You've
That's
got
right.
you've got to recognize who you are, what you really want to do. You're never going to be happy unless you do.
That's right.
Now, I tried a lot of things in my life, hit a lot of glass ceilings. I don't even know if there's there are glass ceilings still in the corporate world.
Oh, of course there are.
You know, and
Sadly.
you know, they're getting higher and higher
Yeah.
as years go by.
But that's what I love about entrepreneurship. There's
Yeah.
no glass ceilings.
Absolutely.
Sky's the limit.
Yeah.
Whatever you can dream and envision, it's possible for you.
And there's so many more entrepreneurs today
Mm-hmm.
than ever before. And even some people who are, you know, they're baby boomers. And they are forced, unfortunately, to go back to work.
Oh, yeah.
And most of them are doing consulting of some sort, entrepreneurship. So I bet you about 90% of our viewing audience is someone who has the journey begun into an entrepreneurship role or has already started doing that. And where do they start? Right in the center of core of who you are.
That's right.
Make sure that you're going to go on the journey that's going to be fulfilling for you and something that you're going to love. I mean, I love what I do.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love what I do.
It
I love
shows.
it.
Yes, it does.
The passion is there.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's always been there. Put me in front of a radio mic or a TV, or used to be even up on stage. It doesn't matter. I'm in my element.
I just have to ask, has your audience been following your blog? Have you talked about that at all?
Actually, I haven't. No, I
I
haven't talked
am
about my blog.
blown away by your blogs, I have to say.
Really? Oh, my
yeah, I
goodness.
am. So we talk about, you know, we don't always know who we speak with because we don't know their story, and yet you know, you have great stories, and you're starting to really release them out in the world. And I am just enjoying your blogs.
Thank you so
And
much.
I'm also sharing them with the universe so that.
Yeah, she is. She
But
sent
that's
them
what
out
I do.
there.
That's what I do.
Well, you know, I've got 4 posts up on my blog, and okay, it's from glam, GLAM, to the number 2, gram, GRAM.
Is that great?
I love it.
From glam to gram.
Because I used to be glamorous. You know,
You
I
still
used to be
are.
This glamorous young lady, and I was born mature, according to my mother. And I mean, I was just always, you know, this smart, mature, capable kid that my aunts and uncles used to come and sit and talk to me about their problems. What? And I was just a kid, but I was just very mature.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
and
wait,
a
wait.
good listener.
And I shouldn't give it away, but
Go ahead.
you did have a conversation with a very famous person who you were what, 10 or 11 or 12?
I was 8
You were
the first
8?
summer, and then 9 the second summer.
Okay, and it was with Elvis, and he was asking you for help.
Yes, he was.
Oh my
You know,
gosh!
this has
You've
happened
got to
all,
read these blogs.
all my life. All my
Oh my gosh! At 8 or 10, I mean, you know, that's
yeah,
amazing,
I know.
Marilyn.
It's there I was with Freckleface. He called me Freckleface, okay? And we'd play cards. My dad taught him guitar, okay? Elvis was a truck driver. He was just a kid.
Yeah, don't give it all
dad
away.
taught
Wait,
him
don't give
Yes.
it all
to play the
away.
guitar?
Let them
Don't
read
give it
your
all away.
blog.
Your dad taught Elvis
Is
to
how-
play the guitar?
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
Well, my dad also taught
my
Dwayne
gosh.
Eddy, rabble rouser,
Yeah.
who when he was
Oh my
Skippy Eddy,
gosh.
the milkman's son. But yeah, my dad, yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
And I bet there's
Wow.
100 more stories that she's
Oh
going to be
my
sharing with
gosh.
us.
Well, here's one I didn't talk about, okay?
Okay.
Know who you are and that way you can react to what happens, like surprises that come into your life. Here I was when I was 9. This big, he was tall and skinny, all dressed in black, with a scar right here, with his guitar on his shoulder, just like Elvis always had his. And he had his black hair, you know, all kind of,
Tousled?
you know, all gelled and stuff,
gelled.
so it doesn't move, which was the thing back then.
Coiffed.
And coiffed.
What
yes.
year was that? 60s or 70s?
No.
50s.
This,
50s.
yeah. This
Okay.
was 1953. Okay.
Okay.
ago.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he walks
You weren't
in.
born, I was.
He walks in and he looks at me and he says, "Hey there, little girl," and I just started because he was kind of scary because
Yeah.
he had energy around him that was just so strong. And he says, "Got to talk to your dad. Where is he?" And I just, you know, pointed to the door. thanks, little girl. You know, and off he went. There was Johnny Cash.
Oh, I was
Johnny
going to
Cash.
say that sounds like Johnny Cash.
Johnny
oh
Cash.
my gosh.
Yep. He
Wow.
was so scary.
Oh my
you know, I
gosh.
had an opportunity to meet a lot of people. You know,
Wow.
that I was just a kid. You know.
Amazing.
But yet that story about Elvis, it kind of shows you how I handled talking to people.
And that
And
was
it
pretty powerful within itself when you talk about women in power. You were possessing all this power long before we want to talk about it at our age now. I mean, you.
So how do people find out about your blog?
Well, I just started it, like 2 weeks ago or
So where
something
do they
like
find
that.
it? What's
What's
the website?
They just, from Glam, G-L-A-M, to the number 2, Gram, because I'm Grammy, okay, G-R-A-M.com.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And- and
did you notice what Annie did?
I was just
See,
gonna-
she does it without even doing this.
does, yes.
She just took you from the shadows to the spotlight, didn't she?
She did. See, what a great example. See what happens? And you know what? It's going to happen again in the next half hour because we got to take a little break here. But, you know, it's wonderful to be empowered because then you can laugh, have fun, and just be who you are meant to be. And it's very fulfilling, and you're just so happy. So hang in there. We're going to come back, and you're going to learn more. We'll be right back.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
When some people struggle with their mortgage payments, they become frozen, petrified. Not knowing what to do, they do nothing. But the people who take action are far more likely to get the most positive outcome. Making Home Affordable is a free government program. Call now to talk one-on-one with a housing expert about the options that are right for you. Real help, real answers, right now.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Up, college is hard. Down, those books are heavy.
My sport is football, but my passion is education. So every year I take promising high schoolers on a college tour to show them that higher education means a brighter future. My name is Nnamdi Asamoah. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
You can be a reader, tutor, or mentor too. Take the pledge at liveunited.org/volunteer.
Do you wear this?
Hi there, and we're back. I was looking over here. Hi, how you doing? I'm so glad you're still with us because we've just got some exciting things to share with you. What we're going to do this second half is we're going to give you some tips and techniques to learn that you can adapt right then, right there with your pen and paper, which I hope you did get, and you're starting to take notes because we've got Marge Piccini with us and we've got Annie Garland. And these two ladies are amazing, absolutely amazing. And they're so amazing that Annie has some events coming up, which we're going to talk about a little bit later. And Marge does too. But right now, during the break, because you know, you never know what goes on here during the breaks. You know, you've come back before and I've been laughing. You go, oh, hi. Yes, it happens. You know, we just keep talking. So I asked Marge, I said, I really, because my new challenge to myself, as well as commitment, is that the new business, new you, new life, new year for me is going to be more focused on the right kind of business. Make more, less hours, okay? Because, you know, 60 hours a week is too much when you're 70 freaking years old.
But I want to say something. You're never too old.
Oh, God, no.
To make a change.
To make a
Absolutely not.
change.
Yeah.
And that's the point I want. I mean, and you're so transparent and wonderful to share your age because you don't look it. So,
Thank you.
you know.
I don't feel it.
I'm
For the record.
104, but that's okay. No.
No, you know, the 60s and the 70s are the new 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
Okay, which means you're a kid, honey.
Oh, I am.
Yes.
I feel it too.
And the thing is, you can still learn and you can still change.
Yes.
When you're my age. And guess who's going to help me? I'm turning to Marge, and I'm going to be meeting with her this year, early this year, okay? And we're going to map it out. But how is she going to do that? How are you going to help me? Tell me and just, you know.
Yeah, so one of the first things that you want to do and that our audience can do is to get a handle on this. We all have, just imagine, you know, if you were to draw a line on the piece of paper in front of you, it's a really long line, like turn the paper horizontal and do it that way. And if you were to list all of your areas of competency, then you would fill up this whole line. But there's just this little part of that line where your $1 million value lies. And once you figure out what that is, then you can go like that and get rid of everything else on the line, because that's what you want to focus on. And when you focus on that, that's what people are going to pay you the most money for. It's what is going to energize and excite you and just fill you with so much happiness and fulfillment and provide you that meaning that is just going to make everything worthwhile for you. And it's going to allow you to profit more and prospect less, because our whole message gets muddled when we pull all this other stuff into it. People are like, well, what do you do? What is it really? How can you help me? Oh, I can help you do this and this and this and this and this and this. But there's this one thing that you do that's so special. If you only offered that, they would pay a premium for it. So finding out what that is and putting process to it. And this is another thing. Every single one of my clients, when they start working with me, they are selling to the wrong audience. They're selling to an audience.
Or promoting.
Or promoting, yep.
You know, it may not be.
But it's always a level or two lower than where they should be marketing. So what that means is they're targeting the wrong people and they're charging the wrong prices. So people aren't buying because their prices are too high. People aren't buying because it's the wrong product to the wrong market.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At too cheap of a price.
Now that, I've never heard anything like that before. Because I do many things.
Yep.
And it's kind of mind-boggling. And what do I really, really, really want to do? What is my $1 million, you know? So this is amazing.
Yeah.
Now,
That's cool.
didn't you mention to me that you have an offer out there for people to come?
A free.
Oh, I
come
do.
to your,
Yes.
Come to your
Yes.
website.
Yes.
And
Yes, I do. Thank you. So I have a free gift that I offer. It's at the website freegiftfrommarge.com. And what it is a 6-figure business breakthrough assessment. So it's a comprehensive assessment, goes through every area of your business so you can pinpoint exactly where your strengths are, which is great because we all want to see where our strengths are.
Yeah.
But it also helps you to pinpoint what what the areas are that you need to work on to help you to figure out which is going to be the best for you to focus on first.
so if
Because there's so many things as a business owner that we need to focus
Yeah,
on.
exactly.
Yeah, and when we're struggling, we get caught in a tailspin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because we wear many hats.
Yes. Yes.
Especially women.
And we have so many great
yeah.
ideas too. Which one do I move forward on? Which one's going to get me the greatest level of traction?
Exactly.
And then, if after you go through the assessment, you need to have a conversation, then you can complete an application to have a conversation with one of my coaches to talk about what your next best step is going to be for you in your business.
And anyone that says, I really want to talk to her because she makes a lot of sense, which is not a surprise, this would be a good idea to do first.
Yeah.
To kind of assess who you are, what you're doing.
You get a full picture of where you are and what's going on for you.
And then you can take that, bundle it up carefully, put a bow on it, and come and see Marge.
Yeah. So it's that program is best for people who are experts or people who've been doing something for a long time that might not view themselves as the expert that they are yet. I work with a lot of people who are so incredible. They're absolutely amazing people. Everyone is so unique and different. Everyone has such a, an interesting and bright and flavorful personality. They're all not quite eccentric, but they're all like really unique, very driven, ambitious people, top performers. They're attorneys, they're accountants, they're doctors, chiropractors, designers, personalities, authors, experts, former C-level executives, leadership experts, presentation experts.
I don't know. The show is we only have 20 more minutes, Marge.
But they're all like they're all like really, really cool people. But what they've all done is they've all been top performers in their field, and then they've broken out of that corporate environment and went out on their own as an entrepreneur. And typically, when they need me, is a point where they're done with the struggle. They're like, okay, I'm doing all right, or I'm not doing as well as I want to do. And I want to take it to the next level, and I want to take it there quick. So, so that free gift helps them to figure out what that next path is for them.
And all of us know somebody that needs Marge and her system. It's really kind of a system.
Yeah, it is.
I have a client who, she's an attorney. And you know who you are, dear. And I did one part of one plan for her. We were going to do it in steps, and the first one worked so well that she was just so excited. And then she said, well, why am I not getting the feedback on the second part yet? And I said, we haven't done it yet. Okay, it's, we haven't done it yet. But what I think it would benefit her to do this and see the type of, this assessment can help her get more focused because she's got like 3 different areas that she serves. And, I'm trying to help her do the best marketing in whatever direction she wants to go this time. And,
but that's an important point because there are 2 components. There are 2 components to your $1 million sales advantage. The first is discovering or really pinpointing what your $1 million value is, and the second is pinpointing who your $1 million clientele is.
And that's one who.
Yeah.
One who.
It's a one who.
Yes.
It's a one who. Yeah. It's only one who in Whoville. Yeah.
Yes. And that's so important because she's got 3 who's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So she's selling to 3 different people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, when you ask a client, who is your primary market? Who's your secondary market?
Who's your ideal client?
Yes,
yeah,
ideal client, absolutely. But in her business, she's had 3 different types of client.
Yeah.
So I had her prioritize them, and then we were coming up with the ways, but I didn't know. Now I'm going to do something different. I'm going to direct her to freegiftfrommarge.com.
Yeah.
Write that down. Okay, freegiftfrommarge.com. Because once you have that written down and you go and assess your plan, your idea, your business, then you're ready because it's got you thinking.
That's right.
Okay, it's got you thinking. And then you're ready to talk to you, one of your coaches, that kind of thing. Okay, so that's number 1 on your list. Number 2 on your list is that community you want to surround yourself with, and meet and greet and get to know Once you've got your level that you're going to go after, you can meet a lot of people that probably would fit several levels. But a great place to meet them is eWomen Network.
Absolutely.
And they're going, okay, not another one. I know that because I went there too. But you know what? I've been kind of pushing some away because you can't go see everybody. You never do business. You
You're
never
talking
work.
about networking organizations. That's true.
Yes. So tell me about eWomen Network. Tell me where it started.
Well, and I did thank you for that because it was a vision of a very remarkable woman called Sandra Yancey. And she went through many trials and tribulations, and she still, I mean, her mother's not well right now, and she's going through, I mean, we all have stuff in our lives. And she started, I believe, if I understand this correctly, in the upstairs of her garage. And she started this business. She had a vision of wanting to empower women, bring them together, and make meaningful contacts so that they could have more business and market themselves better and make more money. Those are the three things: contacts, market, money. I mean, and she has created this empire. We have chapters all over the US and Canada. We are also expanding internationally. You have the opportunity, Marilyn, to meet thousands and thousands of women all over the world, and then we bring it close to home, local. So I am just the managing director of Greater Hartford and Shoreline, but we have 50, 60 other women that are doing what I do all over. And you have access to all of these chapters as a member. You have access to a radio show, a publishing company. Help me out here because I do this laundry list all the time. Blogging, online access and local.
Experts.
An up-level line of experts.
Absolutely.
Just an amazing group of like-minded women. I mean, the three of us are an example of who we have drawn together.
And there are two different platforms. There's the local platform where you can meet local people and attend local events. But there's also this website that connects you not only to all of the other members, but connects you to the other experts that are in the network as well. There are teleclasses and webinars going on all the time that you can tap into. And they have a phenomenal annual conference that Annie and I attended in August.
And that's coming up August 6th through 8th.
Yeah, and it's attended by over 1,500 entrepreneurial women.
Well, I think it's closer to 3.
Was it that big?
2,000 maybe?
Well, probably.
Probably
Yeah,
2,000.
Unbelievable.
But there was another component to this that I have even left out, and that is that one of the draws to this whole organization is the 501c3. We have been raising money. I think within the 6 months I've been here as managing director, we've raised over $4,000 to give back to Bully Suicide Project, which is one of the pet projects that Sandra Yancey really wanted to honor. And between the managing directors all over and all the chapters, we came together and committed to give them $25,000. And so our chapter alone raised $1,000 for that group. And then we've just raised enough money for the Emerging Young Leader. I am going to be our chapter is looking for our next emerging young leader between the ages of 22 and 29 who have contributed to our community somewhere in Connecticut. They have to be Connecticut-based, that have made a difference in the lives of other people. And so our hunt is on right now. And that young lady, we're looking for 3. We're going to choose, we send 3 names down to corporate, they vet them, they come up with our winner. That winner goes to conference in August, and all 3 of them will get a variety of different gifts because our community of women are so giving. We've got consultation and coaching that has already come forward. Like, I will do all 3. I know Richard Penna Salon has offered to do a makeover for the winner for hair and makeup and everything else. And so they go down to corporate and their lives will never be the same. And actually,
it's a launching pad.
It's
really.
a launching pad.
Yeah.
But it's the foundation. And then the next year, in 2016, because we didn't have enough time to do this within 6 months, and our deadline is January 31st, we couldn't raise that amount of money, so I picked those two that I spoke about. But we're going to be giving $8,000 to a charity that is for women and children, and that's geared for 2016, along with another project that Sandra's going to feature, as well as the Emerging Young Leaders. So those are all going to be ongoing. So, I mean, and what's come forward, I mean, giving back, what is it, give first, help me out.
Give first, share always.
Yeah, give first, share always.
Yeah.
I can't believe I went blank on that one. But that is our motto, is to give first, share always, and lift as you climb.
Yes.
And so that's what's happening in our chapter.
That's really the essence. That's the energy of the group. Yeah, it's really wonderful.
One woman came forward and said, I want to sponsor somebody in the chapter. And she did this. And she said, who do you know that can't afford it but really should be part of this group? And somebody did receive that scholarship. Which is
wonderful.
And then we just brought in a veteran. A veteran who just started, just joined us November. We did it for November 11th was our meeting. And we just brought this young woman on who is a veteran, and we're giving her an opportunity to meet all of us and to expand her business, because she also is a coach and is looking to lift and climb.
And is that a new veteran member every year
Yes,
on a complimentary
that's gonna
membership?
be, yes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes, and then they'll be coming on full
Mm.
board. But they have all the benefits as anyone else. And I'm also looking for a student in college that is, we want to empower as a young businesswoman. I haven't decided whether I was going to go for January or September. So if I've got any of your audience out there that knows any young woman who would want to apply, I would be happy to offer them for January and get them going.
That's absolutely wonderful.
But these are just little
little
segments.
parts and pieces. That, you know, there's so much to it. What people should do is they should go to the website ewomennetwork.com, and what you should do is you should just start
click on
exploring.
Click
but
on
if you want to learn more about our chapter, it does say click on Find Your Chapter, and then you go by the state. So you click on Connecticut, and then click on the Greater Hartford
and Shoreline. And we're looking for a managing director down in Fairfield County.
Oh, wow.
So that's open. And you know, the Northeast is just exploding. It apparently was one of those areas that, you know, hadn't a new frontier. I guess they were waiting for me.
I guess so.
They were waiting for you. Absolutely.
I'm sure they were.
Anyway, I'm having a ball. I'm loving it. I'm just so passionate about all the joy and love and business that's happening in this organization.
You know, and it's true. It not only shows with you, but you have to experience at least one of these to show you the possibilities, and then just follow your heart and your mind, and you know.
And it's not for everybody. It isn't for everybody.
No, not for everybody. But you know what? We've only got a few minutes left, and I want to make sure we tell people about the upcoming events.
Oh yes.
So we'll start with the events that you sent me, and so on Tuesday, write this down, okay? Tuesday, January 13th. You're having an event, okay?
It's our January meeting, and we talk about going from corporate to entrepreneur. Very interesting. Our speaker is Gail Sagel. She's a former Wall Street trader, and she went from Wall Street to Main Street. She's a highly successful entrepreneurial woman. She's going to be sharing some of her magic on January 13th at our meeting. And so I'm very excited to have Gail doing that. And then what's really exciting is March 25th, along with eWomen, we have Sandra Yancey, our CEO, is coming to Connecticut because she can't believe how fast we're growing and the magic we're making here. She is so excited. She is just, you know, she's going to be doing her success tour, and we're one of her stops. And that you don't want to miss.
No,
and that's going to
for
be in Branford at Woodwinds in Branford on March 25th. And then the one with Gail, our January 13th meeting is at Bill Miller's Castle. fireside. We're going to have the fire roaring and be doing our networking.
How great is
Isn't that
that?
lovely?
Yeah. Have
I
you been to
can't
Bill
wait.
Miller's castle?
I have never been there. Can't wait.
Yeah,
Can't wait.
it's unique. And then I have under Annie Garland Enterprises my 13th annual. I know you were there last year.
Yes.
Our Girls' Goals at the it's actually the Griswold Inn in Essex. And 13 years we do our goals. You know, I call it our holiday recovery party gathering. It's great connecting. It is, we have lunch, and it's just a great afternoon. I'm bringing in, I know you're particularly interested in this one.
Yes.
Matthew Gork is coming to speak. He's going to give us an hour presentation on memory development and recalling, because I don't know about you at my age, I can't
have my
remember.
moments.
Yeah, we all have our moments.
Yes.
Right, exactly. So he's going to help us, give us a couple of examples that are, he says, are mind-blowing. So I'm all for that.
Okay,
You
I
know,
got those written
fascinating.
down. Okay, and now we have Marge. You've got something coming up.
I do.
too.
I have an event coming up on January 21st. I'm so excited. It's at the University of Hartford's Entrepreneurial Center. It is a free event, and it is their Power and Progress Women's Business Symposium. And I'm the speaker. I'm so
Yes.
excited. Yeah.
I'll be there.
Yes.
I'm going to be there. Okay.
Wonderful.
That's-
It's from 5:30 to 8 p.m. And I believe there's a link. Yeah, there's a link that's going to be coming up.
yeah, it's the long one, Frank, the real long one. If you could put up that link, the Hartford Education link. There it is.
Yeah,
Now, he's going to
yeah.
leave that up for a couple minutes while we continue
Yeah.
to talk. Write it down, okay? Now, January 22nd, what day of the week is
It's
that?
the 21st.
Or the 21st,
The snow
sorry.
date is the 22nd.
Okay.
And funny story, I was talking to a friend of mine from the West Coast. She's having an event, invited me out to the event. And she says, and it's on the 22nd, and she said, Marge, why can't you be here? I said, well, I'm speaking at this event at the University of Hartford on the 21st. She said, well, this doesn't start until the 22nd. Come in on the 22nd. I said, I can't because the 22nd is the snow date. And she said, what's a snow date?
Oh, that California, right? Yeah.
California.
Yeah, so what you have to do is you have to make sure it works that day,
Yes.
and there's no snow.
Always got to plan
and then,
backup.
And then hop on a plane and go to
Yeah.
California.
Yeah, well, that would be nice.
Yes,
that would be
and tell
nice,
people
but-
what a snow date is, which we know so well in this area.
Oh, it's so funny.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Absolutely wonderful.
I'm looking forward to it.
I don't
Me
have
too.
snow dates, by the way,
Oh, you-
because I go out
Yeah.
and I chase the snow away, you know.
Okay, well, hey,
I have, and I'm not going to jinx it, but I've never had to cancel Girls' Goals Grids. Never.
okay, I'm going to go knock, knock.
Fantastic.
Knock, knock on wood, just in case.
No, it's-
Ladies, this has been
Oh,
tremendous.
Thank you.
Tremendous. I knew it would be, okay? And it is. It's a great show. And of course, it's going to be up on YouTube. The link will be on my website. And you can watch it over and over again. I probably will.
and get
too.
that long,
Yes, the
the long one of Marge's event.
yes, in case you missed
Or
it.
great,
okay.
you can go to the University of Hartford, though. I'm
Yeah.
sure it'll be
It's
listed.
on the
yeah,
University
I'm
of
sure it
Hartford
is.
Entrepreneurial
Women's-
Center's website.
Yeah,
It's
Women's
wonderful.
Symposium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ladies, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Marilyn. It was
Thank
wonderful.
you. This
This
has
is-
been marvelous. And hey, thank you. Once again, you're here with us, and I hope you enjoyed the show. I know you did. I know you did. And we're going to have another one coming up, and I haven't figured out who to have yet, but you know it's
I
going to
know
be
somebody.
really good. Okay, tell me after the show. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next time. Happy New Year!
Oh.